Today, you're going to sound really fluent when you speak English by learning 50 of the most common adverb-adjective collocations. Or, put more simply, words that are often used together by native British speakers. And after this video, you'll be able to use them perfectly when you have English conversations. This is how it works. You're going to hear the words and see a close-up of my mouth as I say them. All you have to do is copy the pronunciation as closely as you can. Next, you'll hear the words being used in a common sentence, and again you repeat. Of course, for the best results, speak out loud. There's a full guide to all the vocabulary used in this video that you can download for free in the description below. However, if you've already given your email, then it's already in your inbox. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Absolutely ridiculous. That price is absolutely ridiculous for a cup of tea. Highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely he'll turn up on time. Deeply disappointed. I was deeply disappointed with the meal. Bitterly cold. It's bitterly cold outside today. Extremely busy. The train station is extremely busy in the mornings. Perfectly reasonable. I think that's a perfectly reasonable request. Hugely successful. That film was hugely successful last year. Terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry for the confusion. Vastly overrated. That restaurant is vastly overrated. Fully aware. I'm fully aware of the situation. Remarkably similar. Their stories were remarkably similar. Painfully slow. The internet is painfully slow today. Utterly useless. This umbrella is utterly useless in strong winds. Wildly inaccurate. His guess was wildly inaccurate. Dead quiet. It was dead quiet in the office after the announcement. Entirely different. That's an entirely different issue. Totally unacceptable. His behaviour was totally unacceptable. Completely wrong. That's completely wrong, I'm afraid. Relatively easy. The test was relatively easy. Ridiculously expensive. That hotel is ridiculously expensive. Quite interesting. I found the book quite interesting. Exceptionally good. The service was exceptionally good. Seriously injured. He was seriously injured in the accident. Strongly opposed. Many people are strongly opposed to the plan. Hopelessly lost. We were hopelessly lost in the countryside. Incredibly boring. The meeting was incredibly boring. Pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious she's not interested. Extensively damaged. The house was extensively damaged by the storm. Highly recommended. That book comes highly recommended. Slightly annoyed. I was slightly annoyed by his comment. Clearly mistaken. He was clearly mistaken about the directions. Particularly useful. This channel is particularly useful for learning English. Severely damaged. The car was severely damaged in the crash. Fiercely independent. She's always been fiercely independent. Fairly common. That mistake is fairly common among learners. Absolutely necessary. It's absolutely necessary to bring your passport. Completely useless. This remote control is completely useless. Seriously rich. He must be seriously rich to afford that house. Amazingly talented. She's amazingly talented at drawing. Horrendously expensive. That dress was horrendously expensive. Moderately successful. The project was moderately successful. Deeply concerned. I'm deeply concerned about the new policy. Absolutely certain. I'm absolutely certain I left my keys here. unbelievably lucky. You were unbelievably lucky to get that job. Entirely possible. It's entirely possible he forgot. Seriously impressive. That performance was seriously impressive. Totally unrealistic. His expectations are totally unrealistic. Slightly awkward. The conversation became slightly awkward. Really helpful. The staff were really helpful at the hotel. Extremely doubtful. It's extremely doubtful that he'll call back. If you want another helpful video to improve your English, click this link. I'll see you next time.